Hi, I'm Rebecca at the Dry Eye Foundation, and this video is for members of My Big Fat Scleral Lens, our Facebook group for Scleral Lens users. Today I'm here to talk about two things. First, I want to share a valuable new resource. This is a document called Frequently Asked Questions and Best Practices for MBFSL. It contains 20 questions and answers on common topics that come up for scleral lens users. I'd really like to encourage all group members to read it. There are two different ways to access this information. The complete set of questions and answers are posted as a PDF document under the Files tab at the top of the group. Also, each of the 20 Q&A topics is posted individually on our Scleral Lens resource website, which is mbfsl.org. We hope you'll find this information useful. As we all know, scleral lenses are complicated. There's lots to learn and lots to remember. But also, scleral lenses are actually still new enough that many standards for lens use and care are either not yet clearly defined or not consistently communicated to us patients. There are many things in the best practices document that even people who've used scleral lenses for years may not be aware of. And of course, your eye doctor is your source for medical information. That goes without saying. Nothing in this document is intended to supersede your doctor's instructions. Giving credit where credit's due, this FAQ and best practices document was developed by Cindy Edwards and reviewed by Dr. Gloria Chu. Many, maybe most of you know Cindy. She's a longtime outstanding group contributor and moderator. Cindy's a retired RN, and among other things, she's been tracking trends with safety implications in the discussions in this group for a long time. Dr. Chu works at USC and is highly respected in the scleral lens provider community, where she helps to educate her peers, and she's also very well loved by the patient community. She's been working to help people with complex corneal diseases for a long, long time. Cindy and Dr. Chu are both Dry Eye Foundation board members. So the second thing I want to talk about today is how I see our group moderation function evolving to help keep us on track with our vision for the group. Let's talk for a moment about why we're here and what that group vision is. The group is here to meet several different types of needs. It's a support group, here to build community. Most of our members are using scleral lenses because we have at least one corneal disease. So we're dealing with the complexities of disease management and the complexities of scleral lenses at the same time. Additionally, the group is a resource to help fill information gaps on anything from selecting providers to the scleral lens fitting process, to learning insertion and removal, and all the many ins and outs of how to care for our lenses and getting our supplies and incorporating scleral lenses in our lives. This is not the place to ask questions that you ought to be directing to your lens provider. It is here, though, to steer you towards safety and towards accurate, reliable information, and to help you prepare for appointments and help you advocate for your needs. Our long-term vision goes beyond being a peer-to-peer support group. It's about raising the bar in scleral lens patient care itself by elevating safety standards through constant, visible advocacy, and by giving the scleral lens provider community a sort of window into unmet needs that our community is continuing to struggle with. So to help steer us in the direction of raising that bar, we have volunteer moderators, and I want to touch on three key roles that they play. So challenge number one for our group moderators is maintaining safety standards. We've got certain safety standards that we work really hard to raise awareness about in the group. And part of raising awareness is being consistent. Water safety for sclerals is the first example that comes to mind, but it's definitely not the only one. We know at the end of the day, everybody's got to make their own decisions. What we would like is for everyone to have access to the information they need to make informed decisions. So, on very sensitive safety topics, we do restrict what people can post. If moderators never stepped in on some of these topics, the group would just be littered with so many different opinions that it would be completely unhelpful. Thankfully, most members are super great about respecting the rules and respecting the moderators. And honestly, quite a lot of people have told us over the years that they first learned about some of these issues here in the group. That's pretty motivating for us. But when people do disregard the rules, Moderators may take steps. They may remove posts, they might put somebody in a timeout. Occasionally, they might need to ban a user outright if they're just making way too much cleanup work for moderators. So our ask is for all members, please respect group rules and respect our commitment to safety and respect moderator decisions, because we really are here to raise awareness and raise the bar. Moderator challenge number 2 is maintaining discussion relevance. This group is not really intended to be your one-stop shop for conversations about every aspect of your disease. Our group has members with all different kinds of disease, any corneal disease that could lead someone to wear sclerals. This is a scleral lens group, and we really try hard to stay on topic. Obviously, we've got to be able to talk about our diseases too, but here's our ask. When you start a new thread, it needs to be on a scleral lens topic. When you want to start a discussion about cross-linking, please go do that in a keratoconus group. When you want to start a discussion about IPL or MIBO or whatever, please go do that in a dry eye group. If you do those things in the scleral lens group, you may find that moderators will gently steer you to other resources or groups, and they may shut down commenting on your thread. Don't be offended, please. We just need to keep the group focused. The third moderator challenge that I want to touch on relates to efficiency of getting answers to basic questions. I started this group back in 2015. We're on our 10th anniversary and we're getting close to 10,000 members. Isn't that amazing? Well, one of the challenges that comes along with the growth is that some questions get asked over and over and over, day after day after day. So here's what I need you to know. Now that we have our new FAQ and best practices document, if you post a question that is clearly covered in full by that document, you might find that a moderator will post the relevant Q&A from the document along with a link to the document, and then they might shut down comments on the thread. Please don't be offended or discouraged if this happens. When you have more questions, post more questions. And also, if you have questions about the FAQ document itself, post questions. Put a link in it too. We absolutely don't want to discourage conversations. We just need to find a balance to ensure that we're respecting moderator time in this large and growing group. So that's really all. The last thing I want to share is just how much I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all my fellow scleral lens patients who take the time to provide encouragement and support and information and share their experiences. I appreciate the moderators who volunteer their time to read posts and gently steer the group. And I appreciate the optometrists in the group who are here to learn more about patient needs, and the optometrists who serve as moderators to help keep everybody safe. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.